Hi everyone, it's Jenny from Parsley Pie Art Club for Children in Hale. I just thought I'd do a little clip because I often get asked, especially by the kids, the new kids that start coming to my art club, why is it called Parsley Pie Art Club? So I'll tell you. So in 1997, I rescued a beautiful cat from an animal sanctuary in Sale, just down the road, well, Dane Road, Peggy Henderson's animal sanctuary. And he was about 3 months old, and I saw him in the cage, and I went to put my finger in to give him a stroke, and he scratched me. And I thought, well, you're feisty. And I noticed that he'd got huge back feet, like a rabbit or a hare or something. He had these ginormous back feet, and he was only a little thing, but he was just so gorgeous, and I called him Parsley Pie. And the reason I called him Parsley Pie was because I've always loved the colour green. In my youth, when I was about 18 or 19, I had green hair. It was my forest hair, and it was all a multitude of all different shades of green. And I've always loved things to do with nature and plants and trees and all that kind of thing. And I'd already got cats called Clover, Sorrel, Mistletoe, Olive and Fern, and I just thought, Parsley, perfect. And I called him the pie bit because he's like a magpie. I thought he looked like a magpie. So Parsley was the greatest cat. He was more like a dog. He'd follow me around. We had a really special bond. He was just a real character. And then sadly in 2012 he died, and I was really devastated. He was about 15, and I'd had him since he was a tiny little kitten. He had been deaf for a few years, and then a few months, probably about 2 or 3 months before he died, I noticed he was behaving really strangely, and he was bumping into things in the kitchen, and he'd never done this before. It was really weird. So the next morning I took him to the vet, and he had started to go blind in both his eyes. He struggled, but he still went into the garden because he'd been in the same garden for so many years. He knew the layout of the garden. He'd go into next door's garden, and he sort of tootled around, and he was fine. But then his health and his happiness did deteriorate. He got more and more disorientated, and I knew that he could just about see shadows and things like that. And I could tell that he was really struggling. So he was deaf, he was practically completely blind, and he was about 15 years old. And on the 27th of November 2012, he went to sleep in my arms. But his name lives on, and I will always remember him. I'll always remember all my cats, but Parsley was just super special. Here he is. You see that? Oh, my little Pars. And here he is on my flyer. So that's the story of Parsley Pie. Thanks for watching.